given by over from Ramirez. Ramirez passes to Fiesel. Fiesel gives it back to Ramirez on a nice, nifty timing pass. Who's going to kick it ahead to...
Wonderful play, but...
Just a little too hard. As
too much action on the ball there.
Larson tried to make a through pass over to Zimmerman, and it was just picked up by Johnson. Johnson's going to kick it. It's going to go over Fiesel's head. It's rolling, and it's now just Ramirez and Shaw for Goshen to pick it up. Shaw's going to pick it up. She's going to kick it back to Bear. Bear's now going to kick it to about midfield. It's going to be picked up by Tellez. And no, it's going to be knocked away by Vandenberg. And then it's now, and then right to Petty. Petty's going to pass it over to Meredith Haddad. Meredith Haddad is going to try to pass it ahead to Vandenberg, but it's just going to roll out of bounds. Zimmerman now with the throw, and she's going to throw it into Huey. Huey's going to kick it to about midfield. It's going to be knocked away by Petty. Now it's a battle. Ramirez, and it's going to be won by Cruitt for Cornerstone. She's going to give it over to Johns. Johns now in the middle of Goshen territory trying to attack. She's going to pass it over to Sell. Sell's in a battle.
Oh, that's a nice steal.
It's going to be knocked away by Beck.
Yes, well done by Beck. Well done.
Now Pratt has it for Cornerstone. She's pushing. She's diagonal at the 18-yard box. It's going to be battered around the 18-yard box a few times. Now it's still being battered around. It's going to be cleared out by Zimmerman. And then it's going to go right to Pratt, who's going to give it over to Johns. Johns is going to be in a battle. It's going to be knocked around by Tellison. And now Vandenberg with a shot, but it rolls just left of the left post. And it'll be another goal kick for Goshen College as Bears setting up once again.
You know, interestingly enough, Cornerstone, despite the tremendous amount of possession they've had over Goshen, really has only had one really, really close look at goal here.
This is true.
It remains 0-0 here at Goshen.
And Cornerstone has scored it. Now it's a battle as Sell is battling with Shaw. Shaw's going to, and it's going to be a foul on Sell.
Yeah, it seems Katie Bear had taken the goal kick, but it rolled directly into the Cornerstone player, and then it was a little bit of a race there to get so you could get the ball first, and Sell did a bit too much pushing, I think the ref thought. Awarded a foul at the top of the box.
Katie Bear with the kick, the free kick from the top of the box. It's going to roll around, be picked up by Cornerstone. Is now Cruitt is attacking. She's about midfield. She's going to make a nice through pass over to Meredith Haddad. Haddad's going to kick it ahead to Vandenberg. She's going to kick it all the way back to just inside Goshen territory over to Johns. John's going to cross it all the way over to Pratt. Pratt is now attacking. Blows back. She now is in the. She's going to try to cross it in, and it's going to be knocked away by Shaw.
Looks like Katie Sell at the top of the box, but just rolls out to the outside.
Now it's rolling all the way back. Sell now has it. She's going to pass it over to Cruitt, and it's going to roll out.
Looks like a Goshen goal kick here.
Yeah, it's
probably close to the 10th one of the match, if not more. There's been quite a few of them so far. However, like I said earlier, none of those goal kicks really were goal opportunities except one for Cornerstone. They need to be more conservative with their shots if they're gonna. They need to take less shots and they need to take better shots if they're gonna put one past Bear there.
Pratt's going to take the goal kick from Bear, but it's going to roll harmlessly, picked up by Shaw. Bear's going to kick it again. It's a long ball to about midfield. Fiesel was in a battle with Dystra, and it seems that there's a foul on Dystra, and it'll be a Goshen College free.
It looked as if they called offsides, but
it did look.
I'm a little confused because it really did not seem like offsides.
Dystra's going to take the free kick, kick it over to Pratt. Pratt's going to kick it back to Dystra. Dystra's going to make a nifty through pass over to Cruitt. Cruitt's now on the attack into Goshen territory, on the attacking third in the middle, and she's going to try to make a pass. It's going to roll away, picked up by Tellez of Goshen.
Tellez with some wonderful footwork there, but
with a wonderful pass, Zimmerman quite wasn't there. It's going to roll out, be a Cornerstone throw-in as Meredith Haddad throws it in to Johns. Johns is going to make a nice chip pass to, it looks to be Morgan Haddad, but it's going to be a battle between her and Charles, and they're going to call
Morgan Haddad, I believe,
Yeah.
was the person who committed the foul there. Katie Bear is going to walk all the way up, probably, 35 yards out to take this one. Preferably into the Goshen attacking third, I think. I think they're going to try to put it right in front of the box there.
She's just going to chip it over to Huey at about midfield. Huey's now into Cornerstone territory on the near side. It's going to be headed away by Petty, roll out of bounds, and be another Goshen College throw-in.
Yeah, Goshen with their first possession in the attacking third that's looked dangerous here. They will have one earlier this game that came to no goal, but we might see a shot here. One of the first for Goshen in this match.
As just under 20 minutes remain here in the first half, Catherine Laura has checked out, and Allison Ebersol has checked in. McKenna Zimmerman is going to throw it into Larson. Larson is going to get back to Zimmerman, but it's now going to be taken away. Vandenberg now has it about midfield of Cornerstone. Cornerstone's not pushing. She's into the attacking third.
She has no support coming in though. It's a 4-on, looks like 8 there. Cornerstone's gonna have to commit some more players if they want to score. Oh!
Now Morgan Haddad has it wide open, and Caitlin Huey is gonna come out of nowhere. It was Morgan and Bear in the 18-yard box on the near side, and Huey comes out of nowhere to slide tackle it out, and it'll be the second Cornerstone corner kick of the game.
Cornerstone stacking the box here for the corner kick.
And it is up, and Bear's going to knock it away.
Oh, that was a nice save there.
Bear, now it's going to be kicked up again, and it's going to be knocked out by Meredith Haddad, and it'll be another Goshen College.
We have 3 subs here coming in. Looks like we've got coming out on the far side for Cornerstone is Hannah Sell, and up front Morgan Haddad will be coming out as well. And for Goshen, looks like Mara Beck is coming out.
And coming in is Priscilla Flores for Goshen. As Bear kicks the goal kick after the substitutions, it is now bouncing around. Tellez now has it, tries to make a through pass over to Ebersol. Dystra and Ebersol are in a bit of a battle that Dystra has won. She's just going to kick it back to Pratt. It is now rolling all the way into the Goshen attacking third, and Pratt's just going to clear it out.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what Dystra was doing there with what she was thinking with passing it back. It was a dangerous position. Goshen was looking to run up on it. That being said, Goshen is in a good position here, but to no avail again. Looks like Taylor Pratt will just kick it out.
Now it's picked up by Ramirez. It's rolling around. It's going to go out of bounds and be a Goshen throw-in as it bounced off of Johns for Cornerstone, it looks like. Can you put in Sony on the board, number 24? It's going to be thrown in by Flores, and now Cornerstone has it. It looks to be Pratt, but it's going to bounce off Ramirez. Ramirez is going to cross it in, and then it's going to be cleared out by Meredith Haddad for Cornerstone. And now it's bouncing around a little bit. Now it's picked up by Cornerstone officially. It's Johns now at about midfield. Now they're into Goshen territory on the far side, and Pratt has it. She's going to pass it back to Johns. Johns is going to start pushing middle. Now she's going to cross it over to LaCroix. LaCroix is now in a battle with Tellez. It's going to be cleared out by Charles. Now it's going to be picked up by Fiesel. Fiesel's going to pass it over to Zimmerman. Zimmerman's now at midfield. She's going to make a nice chip pass, and Pratt and Ebersol are in a battle for it. Down in the near side of Cornerstone territory. Now they're still in a battle, almost at the corner area. Ebersol now takes it from Pratt. He's going to try to pass ahead, and there's going to be a foul against Pratt.
I believe that's Savannah Petty, actually.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Excuse me. It was Petty.
Yes. And really nice play by Goshen there. We're starting to see the game get into its rhythm. I think Cornerstone is tired out from its initial drive. They looked like they came out wanting to score, wanting to get one, wanting to put one in the back of the net, and now they've really relaxed off. So Goshen will take their first free kick in the attacking half here.
Fiesel with the free kick. It's up. It's bouncing around. It's going to be kicked and just missed by Lena Charles. Just missed the right post as 15-10 remain here in the first half.
Goshen with their first shot of the match on that one. That was well taken kick, if I do so myself.
Petty's going to kick the goal kick. It's going to bounce around. It is now picked up by Charles of Goshen. She's going to kick it. It's going to roll out. I just want to see who was. Write that down. Zimmerman's going to throw it in for Goshen. She's going to pass to Larson. Now it's being battled. Now it's taken by Cruitt. Cruitt passes ahead to Johns. Johns going to pass it over to Gensler.
Gensler. Kelsey Gensler just subbed in about 5 minutes ago.
As it's going to be kicked over by LaCroix. She tried to pass it ahead to Johns, but it's just going to roll out of bounds and be a goal kick.
One of many Goshen goal kicks in this match.
Bears running up to the ball. She's going to kick it up, and it's going to be bounced around. Huey and Vandenberg are going to battle now. Huey's going to win it. She's going to kick it ahead to Larson, but it's going to roll just past Larson, picked up by Meredith Haddad. She's now pushing the other way on the near side at about midfield. Now she's in a battle with Larson. Larson's going to kick it away. It's going to be picked up by Fiesel at midfield. Fiesel's going to try to pass ahead to Huey. It looks like it bounced right off her foot. Going to be kicked ahead by Meredith Haddad. Now Zimmerman's going to chip it ahead to Larson. Larson now has it in Cornerstone. Goshen attacking third. Her and Meredith Haddad are going to battle, and it's going to roll out of bounds and be a Goshen College throw-in as Huey's going to come and throw the ball in.
Yeah, it's a hot day out there, as you can tell. I just saw Bella Larson just picked up her jersey and wiped the sweat off of her forehead. It's starting. It's the players are starting to get a little bit exhausted. You can see them getting tired.
Just under 13 minutes remain as a battle between Vandenberg and Larson, won by Vandenberg. Vandenberg's going to pass ahead to Gensler. Gensler's going to cross it over to LaCroix. LaCroix's going to cross it all the way over to Johns. Johns is going to kick it ahead, and it's a race for Pratt. Pratt is going to win that race. Pratt's going to kick it ahead to Tassoni. Tassoni is looking to cross it, and no one is there, so Bear's just going to pick it up in the 18-yard box.
Yeah, Cornerstone University is not committing to these fast breaks here. They're leaving their midfielders behind, and their forwards are running up with no one to put the ball in the box to, especially their wings.
Now Huey has it in Cornerstone territory on the near side. She's going to try to chip it over to Tellez. It's going to be taken away by Cruitt. Cruitt's now going to pass ahead to Tassoni. Tassoni's now looking to attack, and now she's going to pass it back to Cruitt. Cruitt is now going to pass it over to Gensler. Gensler's going to try to shoot it into the 18 yards, just to be cleared out by Charles. But now it's going to be picked up by LaCroix. LaCroix's going to pass it over to Meredith Haddad, who's going to cross it all the way over to Johns at midfield. Johns is going to pass it ahead to Pratt. Pratt is still looking to attack. She's now dancing. She's going to give it back to Johns. Now it's in the far side of Goshen territory. Now Gensler's going to take a shot, but
straight to Katie.
But straight to Bear.
It seems as if Cornerstone is using their wings really well, and then not having anyone to put the ball in the box to.
Bear's going to kick the ball after the save. Now Petty has it. Petty's just going to pass it over to Meredith Haddad. A nice little through at about midfield. Now it's picked up by Gensler. Gensler now has it, pushing into Goshen territory. She's trying to get it to the middle of the field. She's going to make a pass over to Sony. It's going to be tipped by Johns, but goes right to Sony. Now Vandenberg has it.
Offsides.
The 18-yard box, but she was offsides. So it's going to be a free kick for Goshen as Bear's going to come out right to the edge of the 18-yard box to kick it. We only use last names, no first names. So either first and last or just last. Bear's going to kick it over to Tellez, but it's going to bounce off Tellez and just roll out of bounds. It will be a Goshen College throw, and it looks like it bounced off of Johns as Cassandra Rodriguez is going to check in for Bella Larson. Now there's still a battle. Rodriguez now has the ball in Cornerstone territory on the far side. It's going to bounce, and then she's going to kick it out of bounds as 10 minutes remain here in the first half, as 35 minutes have gone by. Now it's going to be kicked around, headed by Zimmerman. There's still a battle for it, and it's going to be knocked out of bounds as Erica Mick has checked in. Meredith Haddad is going to throw it in. She's going to throw it in to LaCroix. LaCroix is in a battle with Rodriguez and Fiesel, but she's going to kick it back to Meredith Haddad, who's going to cross it all the way over to Pratt. Pratt's now in mid of Goshen territory. She's going to kick it ahead to Gensler. Now it's going to be a battle. It's going to be taken away by Ramirez. Ramirez is going to kick it ahead to Fiesel at about midfield, and then Meredith Haddad is just going to steal it. She's going to pass it all the way over to the other side to Pratt. Pratt is now pushing into Goshen territory on the far side. The ball is now in the 18-yard box, but no one's with it. Now Flores and Tassoni are in a battle with it on just outside the 18-yard box on the far side of Goshen territory. Tassoni gets it to Pratt. Pratt's going to give it to Johns. Johns is now pushing into the 18-yard box. Now pushing. Going to cross it. And
oh, my.
She's going to put it in the back of the net as Bear makes a diving attempt, but it was put in just the right place as she came in from the far side at an angle into Goshen territory and put the ball in the back of the net. And
quite the goal here. Just outside the 6-yard box there. Bear really had no chance to save that one. We do have a sub here on the field. It looks like number
22.
Yes.
Desi Lopez is checked in for London Fiesel.
Number 20, Tori Johns.
Now the ball's been put back into play, and Cruitt has it in Goshen territory. Now there's a battle. Flores is going to put it out, and it'll be the third corner kick for Cornerstone as Ramirez was on the sideline. So it was.
I think she might have come off the field for an injury reason or something, where she just got to go back on right away.
Yeah, so there was a quick second there. It was 10-on-11, but no damage was done for Goshen.
I think she might have thought she was getting subbed out.
As the ball is up, and Bear's just going to knock it away. It's going to be knocked away by Ebersol, and it's going to roll to Meredith Haddad just inside Goshen territory. She's going to cross it all the way over to, it looks to be Pratt. Pratt is now in a battle with Rodriguez. She's just going to pass it over back to Meredith Haddad on a cross. She's going to try to give it to Johns. It's going to be knocked away by Tellez. Now there's still a battle. Johns has taken it. There's still a battle. Meredith Haddad now has it. She's battling Huey. Huey's going to kick it ahead to Rodriguez. Rodriguez is now pushing into Goshen territory, except it's 2-on-4. She's going to try to pass to Ebersol, and Ebersol wasn't ready for it, and Pratt's just going to kick it over to Johnson, who's going to give it back to Pratt. Pratt is now pushing. She's still in Cornerstone territory. She's going to try to pass ahead to Johns. Johns is going to get it away over
fast
to
break. Cornerstone is now on the fast break.
Now
looking to play ahead.
Now and it was real close as Mick was. It was just Mick and the goalie. The ball is rolling, and Bear's just going to come out about halfway through the 18-yard box and pick up the ball, and she's just going to kick it ahead. Now it's rolling. Meredith Haddad is on the chase for it at the sideline of midfield. Now it's picked up. She's going to pass it ahead to Mick. Mick is just going to give it right back to Haddad at midfield. Now there's a battle for it, and it's going to roll and be a Cornerstone throw-in as Haddad's going to throw it in to LaCroix. LaCroix is now pushing ahead. LaCroix is now into Goshen territory in about midpoint of the Goshen territory. It's going to roll away, and Bear's just going to pick it up at the 18-yard box, with Tassoni giving chase for the ball.
The intensity is picked up here once again at Goshen. Goshen's looking more fiery than they have the entire game. Cornerstone is starting to pick it up like they were at the beginning of the game, really pushing, really playing with lots of speed.
Now it is in a battle. It looks to be Gensler. Gensler's going to give it to Johns. Johns is going to try to pass ahead to Tassoni, and it's just going to roll out of bounds and be a Goshen College goal kick once again. As everyone congregates to midfield, and Bear rolls the ball, sets it up. With 5.5 minutes remaining here in the first half, it is 1-0 Cornerstone University. The kick is up, and there seems to be rolling a little bit, and is now picked up by Zimmerman. Zimmerman's going to kick it into Cornerstone, and then it's going to be headed away by Petty, but right to Huey of Goshen. Now it's going to be stolen by Mick. Mick's going to pass ahead to Meredith Haddad, who's going to cross it all the way over to Pratt. Pratt is now at about midfield with Ramirez giving chase. Now Ramirez is in front of her with a little bit of pressure, but she's going to be able to get it off to Gensler. Gensler's now being pressured by Shaw. Gensler's just going to give it back to Johns. Johns is going to kick it over to Cruitt on a through pass. Now Cruitt's, just say the 18-yard, it's going to be picked up by Lopez. Lopez is going to lose it, give it to Johns. Now it's bouncing around. Now it's going to be cleared out by Charles. Ebersol is in a battle with Johns, and it's going to be knocked over to Meredith Haddad. She's going to give it back to Petty. Petty's going to cross it all the way over onto midfield on the far side, over to Pratt. Pratt is now being chased by Rodriguez. Rodriguez is battling with Pratt at about in Goshen territory on the far side. She's going to kick it ahead to Tassoni, who's going to try to do a give and go with Gensler just outside the 18-yard box.
We have a sub on the field now. Looks like number 18 for Goshen is coming on.
Rachel Porter's coming in for Allison Ebersol. With just under 4 minutes remaining here in the first half, it is 1-0 Cornerstone University.
The last Cornerstone possession was very good. They worked it up one side of the field. When that didn't work, they worked it back and worked it around.
Now Gensler takes a shot, and Bear's going to make a diving save, as it was Gensler and had a clear shot at the goal, but Bear's going to make a diving save and clear it out.
Well, Zach, she took that from way too far out. She had room to run. She had space to move. There was no one on her. It was just her and the goalkeeper, and she ripped it right at the beginning. That you need to capitalize on those opportunities.
As now there's a battle for it. Gensler gets it. She's going to try to pass LaCroix. Now Flores is, not Flores. Lopez is going to clear it out over to Porter. Porter's going to give it to Huey. Huey's going to, oh no. As Huey is now in a battle. Mick now has it. Mick is going to try to get past Huey. Huey's just going to bounce off her legs and pick it up for the throw-in.
Yeah, unfortunately, going up the side there, Caitlin Huey slipped and was not able to continue her run.
Porter is now in a battle with Meredith Haddad. It's going to roll. Now Rodriguez is close. Now it's in the 18-yard, but no one is there but Pratt for Cornerstone. So she's now going to pick it up. She's now being pressured by Ramirez. Pratt is going to make a nifty move, get past Ramirez. Now she's about midfield on the far side, and she's going to kick it ahead to Johns, who's going to kick it all the way back to, ahead to Cruitt, who's going to give it back to Johns. And it's going to, Johns is going to kick it way
down the field.
Way down the field. And it's going to be a Goshen College throw-in.
About 20 yards off the end line there.
And it's going to be thrown in. Now it's bouncing around. And Lopez and Cruitt are going to be in a battle, but Lopez is going to kick it off of Cruitt, and it's going to go out of bounds, and Huey's going to make another throw-in. As 1.5 minutes remain here in the first half, it is 1-0 Cornerstone. Now Gensler has it. She's going to try to chip it to midfield. It's going to be headed away by Charles. Now the ball's bouncing around. LaCroix now has it at midfield. Now she's into Goshen territory on the far side. Now she's going to push it back middle. Give it over to Kruitt. Kruitt's now in the middle of the field. No one really giving her any pressure. She's now going to give it to Gensler. Gensler's now getting pressured by Lopez. It's going to roll away and picked up by Tellez. With Gensler giving pressure, she's going to give it ahead to Rodriguez. Rodriguez is going to lose it. It's going to be hit away by Pratt. Pratt hits it over to Gensler. Gensler's trying to push middle. Now Gensler's going middle. It's going to be knocked away by Charles. Now,
Cornerstone seeming to have the same problem they've been having all game. They just can't find anyone open in the box. Goshen, whenever they get the ball, Goshen crowds the box.
It's going to be kicked all the way into Cornerstone territory, but the only one there is Dijkstra for Cornerstone. She's going to kick it back to Johnson. Johnson's going to kick it all the way on the other side.
Yeah, this is good soccer. When one side doesn't work, they're working it up the other side of the field.
Now Haddad has it midfield. No one giving pressure. Huey's racing. Huey's now giving pressure, and Huey's going to knock the ball away, but it's going to roll right to Tassoni with the first half running down.
Looks like it'll just roll back to Bear. Bear will hold it till the end of the half.
Yeah. And that is the first half, as we are now going to take a quick 2-minute break. It is 1-0 Goshen here at John Ingold Athletic Complex on 91.1 The Globe, your home for Goshen College Athletics. Welcome back to Goshen College Women's Soccer here at John Ingold Athletic Complex on 91.1 The Globe, your home for Maple Leaf Athletics. As I am here for the halftime report with Harrison Gingrich. We apologize again for having to jump in late into the game. There were some technical difficulties that have now been solved. So we're going to talk about the second half as well as sort of bring in some of the things we're going to talk about the pregame, sort of give a little give a little bit of a background of Cornerstone University as well as your Goshen College Maple Leafs. Coming in to the game today, Goshen had scored 11 goals and given up about 6, whereas Cornerstone was split 7-7 goals given, goals scored. Goshen College is coming in at 3-2-1, whereas Cornerstone is coming in at 2-2-1. Goshen coming off a 2-1 win on the road in South Bend at Holy Cross College, as Talia Borum, who's not playing today, scored 2 goals, whereas the Golden Eagles split with Grace Bible College 1-1, with Hannah Sells scoring the lone goal for them. It is a senior night tonight, as they recognized both Lena Charles and Caitlin Huey on their 4 years of play here at Goshen College. Sort of a nice little ceremony before the game, sort of talking about how, hey, they're seniors. They've been here. Let's recognize them for all their hard work that they've given to the program here at Goshen. So what do you think people need to do sort of going into the second half?
Well, let's start with the home side, Goshen. Goshen down 1-0. They need to come out. They need to come out strong and fast. They're gonna have a break in the half. They need to go. They need to get hydrated. Drink some Gatorade, whatever they need to do. They need to be first to the ball, and they need to really, really, really capitalize on those fast breaks. We've seen a couple here, but all of them have failed right at that last pass. They haven't been able to get a shot off yet on any of those fast breaks. They also need to limit the touches by Cornerstone coming up the field. Cornerstone has been really, really strong in the midfield, really good at controlling the ball. They can't seem to get one in because the Goshen defense is packing the box. Right. But if Goshen could prevent them from having so much control around the midfield and so much fast break potential, they wouldn't have to worry as much about all these shots just pestering the goal. That, really we've had maybe 3 or 4 close shots, maybe 5 shots on goal here from Cornerstone.
I wouldn't even say that much. I would say closer to 3 or 4.
Closer to 3 or 4, yeah. And Goshen with just 1. So Goshen really needs to push for that goal. They really need to play fast and play with speed, and they need to limit the touches that Cornerstone is getting. Cornerstone has to maintain the lead. Also, they have to take more conservative shots to try and maintain the lead, to try and secure their win, get another goal. They need lots of possession in the attacking third. Right now, they're constantly giving it up in the attacking third. If they could sit back, play with the ball a little bit more, look for their shot, take a really good shot rather than just as soon as you got a shot. A good example is one time I think we had a Cornerstone player run in, had a wide open shot on goal, but she was maybe 25 yards out, and she took the shot at 25 yards out. If she would have ran up a little bit more, drawn Bear out of the goal, she would have had a much better chance of scoring than just taking that shot right off the bat like she did. They also need to outpass Goshen, which they have been doing. They've been playing smarter than Goshen. Goshen has been working really hard in the defense, but ultimately Cornerstone has been playing smarter, not hard.
I think you can't teach athleticism. Athleticism is great, but I think sometimes they need to try to swing it a little bit, especially in this game, whereas other teams tend to not create the wall like Cornerstone does. But I think that's a big second half adjustment that I think Scott Gloden has to point out for the Goshen College Maple Leafs, is trying to make them swing it back to the other side.
Indeed.
So I think if they make that adjustment here in the second half, I think you'll see a big jump up in shots on goal for Goshen versus and sort of trying to, and then again also trying to be a little bit more aggressive on the defensive side of the ball, trying to stop them closer to midfield instead of letting them sort of, they've been doing a lot of running with them and then sort of cutting them off once they get into the Cornerstone attacking third, and then they need to sort of try to play up a little bit closer to the midfield line, midfield line.
Right, yeah, right.
And try to
right, they need to press. They need to press on the midfield.
Yeah, press sort of at the midfield.
I would say Goshen has this. Just looking at the field, it looks like a ring. Goshen has these players in a ring. They're lacking someone in the center. They got one person doing all the work in there. Whereas it seems like Cornerstone is just feeding on that area. They've got that like prime area right in the middle of the field to try and push up in.
And I think Goshen hasn't done a lot of attacking up the middle. They've done a lot of their attacking on
the wings. Trying to push in on the wings. And so far that hasn't worked. That's what I was saying earlier about the fast breaks. Goshen needs to go fast, and they need to play fast breaks up the middle, these leading balls, these through balls from the wing to the middle rather than from the middle to the wing.
Right. You want to work your way out. Like, so I'm going to use a basketball analogy here. Is in basketball you work inside first, closer to the basket, and you work your way out. A lot of the time.
Precisely, yeah.
Precisely. Whereas I'm from what I'm seeing is in soccer, or well, this soccer game particularly.
Yes.
They should be working from outside in, and Cornerstone, both Petty and I think it's on the far side. I think it's been
maybe Vandenberg.
No, not Vandenberg. It's been Petty on the near side towards the press box, but I think it's been
Madison Cruitt.
It's been Cruitt who's also been attacking all the way up. But yes, she's been the left
and right wings,
wings
or backs. I'm not entirely sure which, but they are doing a very good job of pushing the ball up into the center, getting those crosses in.
Right
now, Cornerstone is doing the opposite thing of Goshen. They're putting all their cards in the wings, and they need someone in the center. Normally it's 4 or 5 Goshen defenders, and maybe 2 if they're lucky Cornerstone players.
Yes.
Really.
Yeah. I mean, Goshen has obviously done a good job of packing in the box and not letting those, because they've tried to make crosses a couple of times, but there tends to be like 5 or 6 Goshen players packed into the 18-yard box, which is right in front of the goal, which is making those crosses hard. And that's why I think it took a diagonal angled shot from
it did.
Pratt to put the ball in the net.
Right where, and the thing about that is, Katie Bear is playing in the center of the goal, right? So she's looking up. She's waiting for a header in. She's waiting for a cross, and she didn't get one. She had to react quickly, and Cornerstone was just able to feed the ball right in, and Bear had no chance.
I think if you're, just to wrap up real quick here, I think if you're Goshen, you need to start attacking middle, and when you're playing the fast breaks, not
getting pushed to the outside by the defense.
Not getting pushed to the outside by the defense, and then getting trapped over in the corners.
And if you're Cornerstone, you need to load the box with players.
Yeah.
You got too many people on the wing.
You need to push. You need to get it into the middle. Once you get down there, because they're working into the middle and then spreading out, whereas Goshen is doing the exact opposite. They're working down the sidelines and trying to force back middle. So I think those are sort of the keys. As we're going to take a 1-minute break here and be back with second half action here on 91.1 The Globe, your home for Goshen College Athletics. Welcome back here to John Ingalls Athletic Complex and here on 91.1 The Globe, your home for Goshen College Athletics. The second half is starting here for both teams. It is 1-0 Cornerstone University, and the Goshen College women's soccer team is trying to
work its way back from a 1-0 deficit here.
Work its way back from 1-0 deficit and put the ball in the net twice while not allowing any more goals so far in this game, at least, as Ebersol is going to start with the ball to put it in play for Goshen.
Well, we'll have to see how Goshen does here as the second half is starting.
Ebersol is just going to kick it into Cornerstone territory on the far side. It is now taken away by Larson. Larson's now in a battle with Meredith Haddad as now both teams have switched ways as Goshen is now going from right to left on your radio dial while Cornerstone is going left to right on your radio dial. And now the ball's into Goshen territory as Sell is going to kick it over to Morgan Haddad. Haddad's going to kick it all the way back out a little bit to Pratt. Pratt is now going to try to cross. It's going to be knocked away by Charles. Is now picked up by Fiesel. Fiesel's trying to push it ahead. And she still has it. She's going to try to put it back middle. It's going to be knocked away. Now Johns has it for Cornerstone. It's going to be knocked away by Zimmerman, and it's now still a battle. Johns is now trying to direct Vandenberg to try to get the ball to her. She's just going to cross it over to Sell. Sell's going to just miss. It's going to roll, and Bear's going to pick it up. She's now kicking the ball. She's picked it up now at about midway point of the 18-yard box.
I don't know if you noticed, but what I was saying in the halftime show, I just noticed Cornerstone do. It looks like Pratt and Cruitt are pushing into the middle more, giving some support for those players up on the wings to put the ball into the box and maybe slot another one in the net here for Cornerstone.
It's going to be a Goshen College throw-in as Huey is going to throw it in. She's now picked up the ball.
She's lacking support. She's only got about 2 people she can throw it to.
She's going to throw it into Larson. It's going to roll around. It's now in the 18. Allison Ebersol has it. It's going to be knocked away by Dystra.
Well, that was a really nice throw. They were able to communicate it so that Ebersol was able to run around the defender there. So she threw the ball over the defender's head, and luckily Cornerstone getting to it just in time. Or I think Goshen probably would have put that one away. That would have been a nice goal there for Goshen.
Fiesel is going to kick the corner. The ball's up. It's going to roll about midpoint in the 18-yard box, going horizontal. She now gets it back after it bounces around. Fiesel's going to kick it. It's going to be taken away by Vandenberg. Vandenberg's now pushing up middle. She's going to kick it all the way over to John. Yes, John's on the wing. Now there's a battle for it. Now Johns has it middle, and she's going to try to pass it through to what looks to be Sell, but it's going to be knocked away by Beck for Goshen, and now it's thrown for Johns. Johns gives it to Pratt. Pratt is now trying to push middle, being forced outside by Tellez as well as Beck, and Sell saves it from going out to be a goal, but now it's picked up by Charles. Charles is going to make a sliding tackle pass over to Ebersol. Ebersol now is going to give it over to Larson. It's going to be headed. Ebersol's now on a fast break. It's just her and the goalie. She's pushing, and it's going to be knocked away by Meredith Haddad in the 18-yard box.
Yeah, Meredith Haddad, they're able to catch up with Goshen as they push it in the box, and just getting a foot on that one to knock it away before she could get a shot off. So
it is now Goshen, or excuse me, well, now it is Goshen ball, as Larson now has it for Larson now has it for Goshen, and now taken away by it looks to be Mick, and is now rolling. Sell just missed it, and is now just outside the 18-yard box in the corner in Goshen territory as Sell has it for Cornerstone. She's trying to make a cross. She's now to battle. Beck is giving pressure. She's going to get past Beck. She's going to cross it middle, and Vandenberg just misses it, misses the cross as Bear's going to pick up the rolling ball in, and she's now saying about midpoint of 18-yard box.
She's just directing some traffic here, trying to organize her players.
And it's going to be headed away. Now it's a race. Larson is racing with Petty. Larson is beating Petty. And now Petty cuts her off. She's now Larson with pressure. Larson's going to kick it away. Haddad is going to pick it up in the far side of Cornerstone territory. And as she kicks it ahead to Cruitt. Cruitt is now being pressured by Huey. And Cruitt is going to kick it out of bounds for a Goshen College throw-in. Early on, there's been a couple of fast break opportunities that were much closer than the few we saw in the first half, I would say.
Yes, Goshen coming out this half looking. This game looks very even right now. Both good opportunities for Goshen and Cornerstone in this first half as play continues around midfield here.
Petty has it. She's going to kick it ahead, and Shaw's going to kick it away as she was being pressured by Mick, but Mick is going to pick it up. LaCroix is going to pick it up. LaCroix is now pushing. She's going to be bought by Zimmerman. Bear's going to knock it away and right to
still
LaCroix,
in bounds, actually.
But Zimmerman's going to get in the way, and Zimmerman's just going to clear it out for a Cornerstone throw-in.
Bear there with a nice little save. She wasn't able to grab it, but I thought it rolled out of bounds, but looked like Mick was able to pick it back up.
As 6 minutes have gone by here in the second half, and it's going to be a bit of a battle. Johns is battling with Laura, and it's going to be knocked away. Picked up by Cruitt. Cruitt's going to pass it over to Meredith Haddad. Haddad is going to cross it. It's going to be picked up by Sell. Sell now has it in the 18-yard box in the middle. It's being bounced around by a couple of Goshen players with Sell. She's going to kick it back to Johns. Johns is now looking to attack, and now she's getting pressured by Beck. And then she's just going to pass it back to Pratt. And
wow,
Bears,
that was an impressive Pratt with an impressive floating ball into the box there. Yeah, I think I can't tell who that is. Maybe Madison Cruitt trying to sneak up on it and get ahead on it, but Katie Bear able to reach over and grab the ball right at the last second.
It was Morgan Haddad.
Morgan Haddad. Sorry, excuse me.
As now it's a race. Tellez has it, being battled by Pratt. There's still a battle. Pratt has now stolen the ball, but it's still being pressured. It's going to be knocked out of bounds and be a Goshen College throw-in, as Beck is going to throw it in. Beck is going to throw it in, and it's looking. Tellez is now going to bump it, and now it's being picked up by LaCroix. LaCroix's going to pass it over to Cruitt. Cruitt's going to make a nifty little side ground pass over to Sell, who's going to give it back to Cruitt. Now back to Sell. Sell's now pushing into Goshen territory in the attacking third. And now Morgan Haddad's in the 18-yard box on the near side of the 18-yard box, but it's going to be slide tackled away by Lena Charles.
Yeah, Lena Charles with a really nice sliding tackle there in a foot race there. And just able to get her foot on the ball right at the last second to keep Cornerstone University from cutting inside and getting a shot on goal there. That was a big save from Lena Charles.
As Petty's now going to kick the corner for Cornerstone. That's their fourth in the game, and it is up and it's going to bounce around. Now there's a foot race. There's still a foot race. It's won by Shaw. Shaw's being pressured by Sell. Shaw now has it. Shaw's just going to kick it out for a throw-in. Still in Goshen territory. Pratt is going to throw it in. Pratt throws it into Morgan Haddad. She's just going to kick it back to Pratt. Pratt's now going towards the corner kick area. She's going to try to cross it. It's going to be knocked out of bounds by Mara Beck, and it's going to be
another Cornerstone University corner kick. Yeah.
As 9 minutes have gone by so far in the second half.
Looks like Taylor Pratt out to take it again. Cornerstone really sparse in the box. They get some runners coming in, though, so we'll have to see how this one plays out.
And it's up, and Bear's just going to grab it. Bear's just going to stick out.
Good strong hands. Good strong bear claws, I should say.
I was going to say, she's just going to grab it with her bear paws and kick it away. Deister now has it. She's in a battle with Ebersol. Ebersol and Deister's going to knock it away. It's going to bounce around, and it's going to roll. And now Cruitt has it about midfield. It's going to be, she's going to kick it over to LaCroix. LaCroix's going to give it over to Pratt, who's going to kick it ahead to Sell. Sell's now pushing middle. She's now in the 18-yard, and it's now her and the goalie. And now she's going to be bumped by Laura, but no one's going to call it. And the ball's going to roll. Bear's going to make a sliding stop and just going to kick it away.
Yeah, she was able to just kind of body her way around Kayla Shaw there. It looked like really good work there over on the side from Cornerstone University.
As the ball's not at midfield, Johns has it for Cornerstone. She's going to try to pass it over to Cruitt. It's going to be taken by Fiesel, then taken back by Johns. Midfield, inside the big round circle in the middle of the field. It is now going to be kicked ahead. Oh, what a through pass by LaCroix. Sell and the goalie. And
Sell is able to slot one home for Cornerstone University. That was what I was talking about earlier. She was able to get really close to the goalie. She was able to get a nice finesse shot on goal.
As it is now 2-0 Cornerstone University, as 11 minutes have gone by, 10.5 minutes have gone by, as Talia Miller is going to check back in for London Fiesel.
Yeah, that was some really good play of action there from Cornerstone. They were able to work the ball from the outside, from the left side into the middle, over to the right, back to the middle, and then they had a wide open shot, just one-on-one with the keeper there.
And now the ball is being bounced around. Shaw now has it for Goshen. Now she's bouncing it around with Beck. It's going to be picked up by Tellez. Tellez is going to pass to Laura. And, well, no, Vandenberg's going to take it. She's going to pass over to Johns. Johns is now in the 18-yard. And Johns is going to take a shot, and Bear's going to save it.
Well, I'll tell you what, Zach. Katie Sell has had a great second half so far. 2 or 3 really good plays by her, as well as a goal so far in this second half. So, if anyone from Cornerstone has come out this second half looking angry, it's Katie Sell. She wants to win this game.
As Dijkstra fouls Ebersol.
Yeah, just undercut him a bit there. Ebersol went up for the header, and Dijkstra didn't jump for it and tripped Ebersol up. So.
As Charles is now going to kick the free kick. Oh, Charles is not kicking the free kick. Bear is going to come all the way out of goal to kick the free kick.
Oh my, what is... Bear is on the attacking half for Goshen. They're loading the ball. It looks essentially like a Hail Mary. If this was football, they've completely stacked the right side of the box.
And Bear's gonna kick it.
Oh, she takes it.
She puts it in.
Oh my!
For the goalie, Katie Bear.
What a goal! What a goal! Oh my! You know, they completely cleared the goal. The goalie was dumbfounded. She was standing almost 6-7 yards out. She was maybe standing outside of the goal box in that one, not expecting Katie Bear to take a shot, and she took it. I cannot believe that. I've never seen that.
I've never seen it either.
Katie Bear has a goal in this game. The keeper. What a game.
Yeah.
And Goshen suddenly back in it. 1-2 here. Wow.
As Tellez is now having it around midfield, she's going to make a through pass, and Becca's going to try to put it in. It's going to roll out, and it's going to be a throw in for Goshen, for Cornerstone, as Pratt is going to throw it in. And there seems to be an offsides call.
I believe Katie Sell was in an offside position and then ran back into an onside position.
Oh, that was Morgan Haddad.
Oh, sorry, Morgan Haddad. Sorry.
So.
Yes. Yeah, she was in an offside position when the ball was kicked. Once again, Katie Bear is going to step up to about midfield to take this free kick.
And it's going to go into the Cornerstone area. Now Zimmerman has it. She's going to kick it ahead into the 18-yard box. Ebersol is going to head it. It's going to be headed around. Headed back out by Petty. Petty and Cruitt are going to, or excuse me, Huey and Cruitt are going to collide. Everyone seems to be okay.
Yeah, Huey took a nice hit there. No foul. It was a clean play. They were both going for the ball. She just stepped in on her and got a good knock.
As 31 minutes remain here in the second half, it is 2-1 Cornerstone. As two players check in, Cassandra Rodriguez for Goshen and number 14, Brooke Dobbins going to check in for Cornerstone.
For Katie Sell, I believe.
And now Laura's going to take a high arcing kick, and it's just going to roll out, and it's going to be... And it's going to be... It looks to be Petty that's going to kick the goal, as in fact, coming out in the second half, Abby Workman has checked in for Michaela Johnson in goal. So there's a new goalie.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
Now the ball's rolling. Laura now has it for Goshen. She's now pushing middle. She's still pushing middle. She's just going to kick it back over to Shaw. Shaw's going to... Now Shaw's working up the near sideline. She's going to kick it ahead to Beck. Beck's going to try to work it to Tellez. It's going to bounce around, and Dystra for Cornerstone is going to pick it up. Cassandra Rodriguez is right there with pressure, and it's going to roll out of bounds and be a Goshen College throw-in as Beck is going to throw it in.
Really good pressure on Dystra there for Goshen. Really getting in.
As Beck is going to try to throw it into Ebersol in the 18-yard. It's not going to work. Beck is going to take it away from LaCroix, kick it all the way over to the middle to Laura, and is now rolling, and is now picked up by Charles. Charles is now trying to work the far side. She's going to kick it into the 18-yard. It's going to be headed away by Dystra, then headed away by, looks to be, I'm not, by
not entirely sure who that was.
Yes, not entirely sure. Now it's rolling. Now it is rolling into Goshen territory. It is now Dobbins with the ball. She's going to cross it middle over to Haddad. Morgan Haddad's going to pass it all the way back to Pratt. Pratt is now going to take a shot about 5 yards out of the 18-yard box.
Nothing special. Kind of rolled it on the ground. Wasn't on frame.
And Bear's just going to pick it up and kick it to just past midfield. It's going to bounce, and it's going to be kicked away by Petty over to Pratt. Pratt's now going to try to push it ahead to Dobbins. Dobbins now being pressured by Charles. She's going to kick it over to Morgan Haddad. Charles is there pressuring Morgan Haddad. It's now going to be cleared all the way over to the far side in the Cornerstone attacking third by Vandenberg. And Vandenberg makes a nifty move, and it looks like Huey fell, but then she missed left.
Missed left of goal, yeah.
Missed left of the post as Ramirez is checking in for Mara Beck, and Priscilla Flores is checking in for Allison Ebersol. Diana Ramirez is checking in for Mara Beck.
I think Goshen's trying to make some attacking subs here. They're trying to push forward, get another goal. I would say Goshen's still in this match. If they put on the intensity, they could easily make it 2-2 or even 3-2.
Tellez is now battling with LaCroix. Tellez and LaCroix are still battling. They got their legs intertangled. They're hugging each other practically. LaCroix is going to win it past to Morgan Haddad. Morgan Haddad is going to give it over to Johns. And now the ball is being bounced around a little bit. It's going to be picked up by LaCroix. LaCroix is going to roll it over to Dobbins. Dobbins is going to save it from going out of bounds twice, and then Ramirez is going to knock it out, and it's going to be a goal kick as it bounces off Dobbins. As 27.5 minutes remain here in the second half, it is 2-1 Cornerstone University. Bear is going to set up for the goal kick.
Quite something, Bear. Really good good shot there she had on goal that went in. Again, the goalie, we're 2-1 here in Goshen. Cornerstone University is up.
And the ball rolled into Cornerstone University, but Petty chipped it over to Pratt, who passed it over to Cruitt. Cruitt is now working to the far side, still in Cornerstone territory. She's now passed it ahead to Meredith Haddad at midfield. Haddad is going to pass it over to, it looks to be Sell. And now the ball is
Cornerstone kind of working their way to the other side of the field. They're not getting much play up the left side. They're going to try the right side this time.
As Pratt is now being battled by Huey, and there's still a battle for it. It was now given to Dobbins. Dobbins now gives it to Morgan Haddad. Pratt is going to take another shot that's going to go far left of the left post, and it's going to be another goal kick for Goshen.
That's Pratt with her second shot that has has really not done much to threaten the goal from fairly far out. That one was probably 25 meters out from goal. Interesting decision to take a shot there.
As both of her shots in the second half have come very far out from goal. Bear's just going to kick it low over to Charles. It's going to bounce off of Charles' foot. It's going to roll around for a bit. Now Shaw has it. Shaw kicks it just over. It looks to be John's head, but it's going to roll to Meredith Haddad. Haddad is now working. Miller's going to take it from John. Now they're in a battle. Laura now has it for Goshen. She's just going to kick it over to Zimmerman. Zimmerman now has it. Zimmerman's going to kick it to midfield. Now it's picked up by Flores, but she's going to lose it, and it's going to go to Haddad. Haddad is now going to lose it. Rodriguez is going to knock away from Haddad. Now Flores. And now they tripped up over each other. It's going to be picked up by Haddad, but then picked back up by Laura. Now the ball's bouncing. Dystra has it for Cornerstone. She's on the far side of midfield, and she's going to pass ahead to Morgan Haddad. And Zimmerman pushed over Morgan Haddad, so there's going to be a foul and a free kick for Cornerstone.
Yeah, just maybe 5-10 yards off of the midline here. Yeah. I think Cornerstone's going to try and get a cross in to the box, maybe put a ball into the box, trying to get some danger in the zone here to try and seal the deal.
It's 24.5 minutes remain here. 2-1 Cornerstone. It is now in the 18-yard box. It's bouncing around, and Bear's just going to get it as it bounced around haplessly off a couple of people. Bear's going to pick it up.
Rayleigh Vandenberg with kind of a half shot there. It kind of. She hit it, but I think she might have hit it wrong. It might have come off the toe of her boot instead of the laces or the side. So, just kind of bounced funny right to Bear.
And now it's picked up by Johns. Now they're all the way bound into Cornerstone territory. Dystra has it.
We have a player down for Cornerstone on the far side. Can't tell who it is.
They're still down.
Lying on the ground. She seems okay. Maybe.
She still hasn't moved. Now she's
getting up.
She's getting up
slowly.
Now they're the Goshen athletic trainers are coming to check on her. She's walking off with it looks to be a little help from John. She's walking.
Maybe some heat stroke. It's a hot day out.
It's a hot day. I don't know if it's heat stroke, but
heat exhaustion. Yes.
I mean, we're not doctors, so we can't diagnose.
No, indeed.
Both teams are getting some water, as it is again a very hot day.
82 degrees out here. I'm sure it feels a lot warmer than that down on the pitch with the sun beating down on you, running around so much. It's very easy to overheat on days like this.
Meredith Haddad is now walking out the field. Both teams are coming back on, as Meredith Haddad seems to be okay. The Goshen faithful have come out in droves on this hot day, in fact,
indeed.
And they are happy to see their Goshen College women battling, as it is just under 24 minutes remaining here in the second half.
Goshen's still down 2-1 to Cornerstone University.
Correct indeed. As Workman is now going to set the ball up. She's going to kick it into play. She's going to kick it right to Huey. Oh, it misses Huey's foot. LaCroix picks it up. She's going to kick it back to Cruitt. Cruitt now crosses it over to Pratt. Pratt now has it in Cornerstone territory, just in front of the midline. But now she's going to cross over to Morgan. Morgan Haddad's going to work it to midfield. She's going to pass it to Cruitt. Cruitt's going to cross it all the way over to Sell in Goshen territory.
Rayleigh Vandenberg trying to work it into the box.
Now Vandenberg's in the box, working middle, being pressured by Zimmerman. She now has it. She's going to take a shot, and she's going to go just over the top of the crossbar.
It was a decent shot there. She turned on a dime. Like, she kind of stopped, turned, and hit it with the right foot pretty hard. Still a decent shot there. One of the better ones we've seen so far.
Yes, as London Fiesel's going to check in for Talia Miller. It is just under 23 minutes remaining here in the second half. It is 2-1 Cornerstone over Goshen. Bear's going to take the goal kick it to about midfield. It's going to bounce a couple of times. John's now in a battle with Laura. Johnson's going to get it over, try to pass it over to LaCroix. It's going to be picked up by Ramirez. Ramirez is going to try to kick it ahead. It's going to be taken back by Pratt for Cornerstone. She's going to give it to Johns. Johns is in Goshen territory trying to attack. Now it's bouncing around a lot. Johns is going to kick it up in the air.
And down the right side of the pitch here.
Now it's down the right side. Dobbins has it just outside the 18-yard box. Shaw takes it away. Shaw is going to kick it high. It's going to bounce off of Dobbins, and it's going to roll out of bounds for a Goshen College goal kick as 22 minutes remain here in the second half. 2-1 Cornerstone.
Katie Bear with a quite a long driving goal kick here as it just kind of falls to the Goshen defense.
And it's going to bounce around off a couple of players. And then Zimmerman's just going to kick it out of bounds, and it'll be a Cornerstone throw-in for not quite sure who it is. And now
John Madison Cruitt over on the far side there.
This is possible. LaCroix is going to try to take a shot. It's going to bounce off of Shaw. And now Dobbin is racing with it looks to be Ramirez. Ramirez is just going to knock it out of bounds, and it's going to be a Cornerstone throw-in. Just to the left of the corner kick area. She's now going to throw it into Morgan Haddad. Morgan Haddad is going to work it middle. Now it's taken by Tellez. Tellez is now racing down the sidelines with LaCroix, and they're going to say it's going to be a Goshen College throw-in as both players were sort of touching the ball. Now, Tellez is going to throw it ahead to Huey. Huey's going to give it back to Tellez. Tellez is going to try to make a through pass to Huey, but LaCroix is going to take it away. LaCroix is now at about midfield of Goshen territory. It's going to roll in, and it's going to be crossed by Dobbins. It's going to be headed away by Charles, then cleared by Ramirez, all the way to about midfield to Cruitt. Cruitt's going to try to corral it. It's going to be picked up by Fiesel. Fiesel's now going to...
Fiesel with some good footwork there to keep the ball away from Cornerstone University.
It is now taken all the way over to the far side. It looks to be Sell. Sell's working on the far side, just inside the 18-yard. She tries to cross it into the 18-yard. It's going to be knocked away by Zimmerman. Zimmerman's going to kick it all the way ahead. Now, about 10 yards away from midfield on the far side to Larson. It's going to be knocked away. Zimmerman's going to get it again and kick it way out. Huey now has it. Huey's in a race with Petty, and it looks like Petty's going to win and just knock it out of bounds.
Yeah, I think Petty was not expecting what to happen there. The Goshen player had headed it over Petty, and Petty looked very flustered there and had to run to catch up.
As there was a throw-in, is now taken by Johns of Cornerstone. She tries to pass it ahead to Cruitt. Cruitt now has it. Cruitt's going to flip it over to LaCroix just outside the mid-yard line. LaCroix's going to try to pass ahead, so we bounce off Ramirez, and then it's going to roll to Pratt. Pratt's who's going to pass it ahead to Dobbin. They're now working down the near sideline in Goshen territory. Shaw and Pratt are now in a battle for it. Or, excuse me, Shaw and Dobbin are in a battle for it, which is going to be won by Dobbin, as two subs are going to come in. Mara Beck is going to come in for, it looks to be Priscilla Flores, and Gensler is going to check in.
No, I couldn't tell who came off there.
Couldn't tell who came off either. So Gensler has checked in, and it's going to be thrown in by Ramirez, but it's going to go right to Dobbin for Cornerstone. She's going to kick it over to John. John is now at about midfield. She's going to cross it over to Sell. Sell's now into Goshen territory. She's going to kick it ahead to Gensler. Gensler's going to kick it over to, as there's going to be a shot on goal, and Bear's just going to pick it up. With 18 minutes remaining here in the second half, it is 2-1 Cornerstone still.
Well, it's the game's starting to lull here. Goshen's not nearly as fiery as they were maybe 10 minutes ago, and Cornerstone has also kind of relaxed a bit as they feel a little bit comfortable with their one point lead. But if I were Goshen, I would be playing very, very hard right now. They have a decent chance to get back in this game.
as Mara Beck is battling with Vandenberg. She's going to cross to John. John's on mid, just outside the 18-yard box. She's going to pass it back to LaCroix. LaCroix now has it. LaCroix's just going to...
They can't seem to find any place to get into the box here.
Yeah, they're trying to get into the box. There's not really a place to go. Now they're going to attempt to get in the box. Ramirez is going to steal it for Goshen. She's going to try to pass it ahead to Huey. Pratt is going to steal it back. It is now being pushed by Hannah Sell just outside the 18-yard box. Sell's going to take a shot, and it's going to go left of the post. As three players are checking in, one for Cornerstone, two for Goshen. Laura and Huey are going to come off the field for Goshen, as Ebersol and Miller are going to check in. Vandenberg is going to come off for Tassoni, as Bear is now going to kick the goal kick, with 16:40 remaining here in the second half, 2-1 Cornerstone. It is now there's a battle that Gensler's going to win for Cornerstone.
Gensler with some really good tenacity there, really pushing for the ball. Just bodied two the Goshen players off the ball there.
It is now taken by Tassoni in the corner. She's going to work into the 18-yard box right near the end line, and she's going to try to pass ahead to LaCroix. So we knocked around by Tellez, bounce off LaCroix, knocked around by Tellez again, and then cleared by Fiesel, but it's going to be picked up by Pratt. Pratt's going to try to work an 18-yard. It's going to be cleared out by Charles, and it's going to bounce off of Johns. And now Johns has it. She's going to pass it to the near side, just outside the 18 by Pratt. Pratt's going to try to take another shot on goal. It's going to bounce off of Shaw. Shaw's now going to win against Pratt. Shaw's going to kick it ahead to Ebersol. It's going to be knocked away by Dystra. Ramirez is going to do long ball to midfield. It's going to bounce around a little bit. Fiesel and Pruitt are in a battle. That Fiesel wins. Fiesel's just going to give it back to Shaw. Shaw's going to chip it to midfield. It is now picked up by Larson. Larson's going to kick it to head. Try to kick it to Ebersol, but it's going to roll away, and Pratt's just going to pick it up inside Cornerstone territory. She's then going to try to pass it to Dobbin, and it's going to roll out, and there's going to be a Goshen College throw-in on the near side, about 10 yards away from the midline by Ramirez. Ramirez is going to throw it in, tries to throw it to Larson. It's going to roll over Larson's head. Ebersol is going to try to get it from Pratt. Ebersol is now on the ground, hasn't gotten up. She's now getting up.
The fans here were not happy about that one, but I didn't see much in it. Looks like she fell mostly of her own accord, and then Taylor Pratt kind of tripped over on top of her. It looks like there will be a foul awarded.
There's a foul awarded as Fiesel is going to kick it.
It's a foul on Taylor Pratt. Looks like maybe good spot for a kick here.
London Fiesel's going to kick it, and Workman's going to grab it left of the post in the 18-yard box, and she's going to work her way to the middle. She's waiting for people to set up. She's going to boot it to midfield, and now it is kicked over by Tellez back to Zimmerman. Zimmerman now has it in about the midpoint of Goshen territory. She's going to chip it ahead, try to Larson. Hannah Sell's going to miss it, and now it's a battle between her and Larson. Sell's going to win, kick it back to Pratt. It's now about 5 yards away from the midline she's now crossed the midline on the far side away from the press box. Zimmerman is going to be called with a hold on Gensler. As on the far side, about 15, closer to 20 yards, about midway point in between the midline and the 18-yard box, on the far side away from the press box, is going to be kicked by Petty. Petty's going to kick it. It's going to curve, and it's going to be headed away by Shaw, right to Gensler of Cornerstone. Zimmerman and Gensler in a battle, and now it's going to be cleared out by Fiesel. It's rolling all the way into Cornerstone territory. Ebersol is right there. They're just going to kick it back to Workman. Workman's going to kick it back over to Petty. Petty's going to kick it ahead to Sell. Sell's now trying to work up the far sideline, and it's going to go out of bounds as number 10, Abri Bronkema is going to check in the game for number 14, Brooke Dobbin, as the Cornerstone faithful are clapping at Brooke Dobbin's work.
We got just over 12 minutes left here. Goshen trailing 1-0 or 2-1 to Cornerstone University. Just 1 point down, looking for a goal to tie it up here. They're starting to get pretty hungry.
Is there a bit of a battle for it? Cruitt now has the ball. She's pushing. She has now passed the ball past the midline into Goshen territories. Now she tries to pass as Gensler tries to pass it back to Cruitt. It's gonna be taken by Laura, and then it's gonna roll. And now it's at about the mid-yard line. Johns now has it for Cornerstone. She's going to pass it to LaCroix. LaCroix now has it. LaCroix's just going to chip it quickly over to Pratt on the near side of Goshen territory. Pratt is going to try to kick it ahead to Bronkema, but that's not going to work. Ramirez now has it with 11.5 remaining here in the second half. And it's going to go out of bounds as Ramirez and Bronkema had a battle. It's going to be a Cornerstone throw-in as Bronkema throws it in quickly to Pratt. Pratt is looking to cross. It's going to be clicked away by Charles. Is now rolling. Ebersol is in a battle with Bronkema. Ebersol is in a battle.
Ebersol did a good job there to try to win the ball, but there was nothing she could do.
As Dijkstra had it, she's going to kick it ahead. Gensler now has it at about just outside the 18-yard box in midfield. She's going to kick it over to Johns. Johns is going to kick it over to,
Madison Cruitt.
To Cruitt. And now LaCroix's going to take a shot on goal, and it's bounced off a Goshen player and picked up by Bronkema. Now picked up by Shaw of Goshen. Now Ramirez is going to chip it. Is still in Goshen territory on the near side. There's been some nitty passing as from Pratt to Johns to LaCroix. LaCroix tries to chip it.
Well, that was a really good run of play right there. You know, you could see as LaCroix running vertical to the end line there. The wing back coming in, calling for the ball, and just receiving it right in front of the goal. Fortunately for Goshen, Bear was right there to snatch it up, or else that would have been a very, very, very dangerous play there.
It is now rolling. Charles is going to kick it out of the 18-yard. It is now still bouncing. It's being kicked up in the air. It is now kicked up in the air by Johns. Ramirez and Bronkema try to head it. It's been picked up by Charles with Bronkema giving pressure. She's just going to kick it back to Ramirez, who's going to chip it ahead. It is now just outside the 18-yard box by Gensler. Gensler's looking to attack. She's going to kick it over to Bronkema. Bronkema is going to try to crit.
The crowd let out of a collective, hey!
As there will be a free kick, and Bear's going to come out of goal once again, which has been working so far today.
Yeah, you could say so.
With the one goal. It is now up as 9 minutes remain, and it's going to bounce. It's now rolling. Zimmerman and Beck are giving chase, and it's now 1. And now Johns is pushing down the far sideline.
Johns has 2 runners in the middle. This looks really good for Cornerstone University.
And she's going to try to cross it to one of them, and it's going to be knocked away by Shaw.
Oh, my.
But now it's bouncing around. Gensler has it just outside the 18-yard box. She's trying to fight to the middle. She's going to give a nice little through pass to, looks to be Tassoni, and Tassoni's going to miss left of the goal.
5 subs here. 5 subs here coming on at this goal kick. We've got, let's see, over on the far side, we've got
Rodriguez and Huey
are
checking in, as well as Lopez and Laura for Goshen. And it looks like Morgan Haddad is checked back in for Cornerstone.
Yeah, Katie Gensler's coming off there for Cornerstone.
As the goal kick is going to be kicked too far, and it's going to be picked up by Pratt for a Cornerstone throw-in. She's going to throw it in to Cruitt. Cruitt now has it, pushing middle. Really no pressure. She's going to chip it ahead to Morgan Haddad. Morgan Haddad has it with just under 8 minutes remaining here in the second half. It's going to be knocked away by Charles as Bronkema is going to throw it in.
Quickly taken throw in, yeah.
Bronkama's going to throw it in. It's going to be a foot race that Lopez is going to win. Lopez is just going to knock it out. Going to be another Cornerstone throw-in for Bronkama. Bronkama's going to chip it ahead to LaCroix. He's going to chip it back to Bronkama. And it's going to be picked up by Shaw now. And then pass it. She chips it ahead to Laura just outside right in front of the 18-yard box. She chips it back to Lopez. Lopez is going to try to spin move off of Bronkama, but LaCroix is going to pick it up. Bronkama now has it in the corner. She tried to make a cross pass, bounce off Rodriguez. It is now rolling. Huey has it. Huey tries to make a through pass off, and it's going to bounce off of Pratt. It is now picked up by Johns just outside the 18-yard. She's going to kick it over to Cruitt. Cruitt's going to take a long shot on goal. Long shot, and it's going to be right of the goal post. And it's going to be another goal kick as Erica Mick checks back into the game for Bronkama.
Once again, I would just go back to what I said during halftime. Cornerstone has got to start taking more conservative shots if they want to put another one in the back of the net here. They're kind of starting to rip them from all sorts of crazy places, and they really need to work it down in. They have several times this half. One of those times was one of the times they scored. So
it is now 6 minutes remaining as Huey does save it, but it's going to be picked up by Pratt. And then it's going to bounce back out, and Pratt's going to pick it up and throw it back in. And now it's bouncing around. It looks like Charles Morgan Haddad has it for Cornerstone. It's going to be clear. She's going to try to cross it. It's going to be cleared up by Zimmerman. It's going to be hit back into Goshen territory on the near side by Pratt. Mick tries to get it. Huey's going to knock it away. Pratt is going to throw it in with 5.5 remaining here in the second half. 2-1 Cornerstone. As Pratt's going to throw it into Johns just outside the 18-yard. She's going to give it back to Pratt. Pratt's going to take a shot from way out of the 18-yard. And it's going to clear wide right of the goal. And there's going to be another goal kick for Katie Bear. 5 minutes remain here in the second half. It is 2-1 Goshen. 2-1 Cornerstone. As now Cassandra Rodriguez has it. She's pushing into the 18, and it doesn't quite work. Now
the Goshen fans finally starting to chant in this game.
Yeah. As Rodriguez is now in a battle. Rodriguez sort of wins and then loses it. It is now picked up by Johns. She's going to cross it all the way over onto the other side for Mick. Mick is being pressured by Lopez. Mick is going to get by Lopez. And Morgan. And, there is a foul on.
No, it's before that there was an offsides call against Mick there.
As.
Oh.
No.
I take that back. There was a foul. I'm not sure what.
The foul was before the collision ahead of Mick. So there was a collision with Mick and Charles, but there was a foul called before that. As Petty is setting up.
She's set to take it.
As just under 4 minutes remain here.
She's going to put it in the box.
Second half. She's going to put it in the box. It's going to be headed away by Charles. It is now picked up by Cruitt. Cruitt passes it. And it's going to roll into the near side of Goshen territory with Mick. Mick is being chased by Lopez. And they're going to call a goal kick. And it is going to be a Goshen goal kick with 3.5 remaining here. 2-1 Cornerstone.
Cornerstone with what seems like the drive to win this match if they keep doing what they're doing. They've been playing just recently with more fire than Goshen has. Goshen, if they want to win this, has got to commit more numbers forward. And here they go.
Rodriguez now has the ball. She's going to chip it. She's going to try to chip it over to Charles. It is now picked up by Tassoni for Cornerstone. She's going to just chip it over to Sell. Sell now has it. Sell is now trying to push into the Goshen. She's trying to push into the attacking third. Cruitt now has it about midfield. She's going to chip it over to LaCroix. LaCroix is now pushed middle in Goshen territory, just outside the 18-yard. She's going to try to make a pass, and she tried to make a through pass. 2 Cornerstone players are there, but Katie Bear beats them to the ball, and she's going to pick it up with 2.5 remaining here in the second half. 2 to 1 Cornerstone.
Nice slide in by Katie Bear
Yeah.
to intercept that ball. That would have been very dangerous if.
As Bear kicks it, it's going to bounce around. It is now picked up by Cornerstone. Pruitt has it at just inside of Cornerstone territory. She's going to cross it over to Pratt. Pratt's going to kick it ahead to Mick. Mick is going to chip it over to LaCroix, who's going to try to chip it back to Mick, but it's going to be picked up by Charles.
Oh!
As Charles cleared it, but Mick body checked her.
Yeah, that was a pretty dirty play.
But then Mick helped her up and apologized. So I don't think
it looked like a misreaded situation.
Yeah.
Lena Charles kind of holding the ball there right until the last second. She played it out of bounds as Mick came crashing into her.
It is 1.5 remaining, 2 to 1. As the ball is up and it's going to go right to looks to be Morgan Haddad, who then loses it. It's going to be cleared back by Zimmerman. It is now in almost everyone is in Cornerstone territory, as it's going to roll away helplessly, and Mick is going to pick up for Cornerstone. She's now being pressured by Lopez and Huey. Lopez knocks it away from Mick, but Lopez can't quite corral it. It's going to roll out and be a Cornerstone throw-in with a minute remaining here. Pratt is going to throw it in, and it's bouncing around. Zimmerman was giving pressure on Morgan Haddad, is now bouncing around as 45 seconds remain here. It's going to roll out and be a Goshen throw-in. Zimmerman's going to throw it in. As almost everyone is now in Goshen territory, she's going to throw it in to Huey. Huey's going to make a nifty pass to Rodriguez. Rodriguez is now pushing ahead. Rodriguez makes a through, tries to make it to Tellez. Now there's a battle for it. Tellez and Rodriguez get it. Huey is there with Pratt. Pratt's going to take it away. No, Pratt falls, and it's going to be a Cornerstone throw-in as Pratt fell and Huey knocked it out of bounds.
Yeah, you got 10 seconds left here.
As it looks to be a Cornerstone win, as time has now expired. Time is now expired. It has been a win here for Cornerstone University as they move to 17-1 all-time against Goshen College in the 18th meeting they've had. We're going to take a 2-minute break here and be back with the post-game show. Again, it is 2 to 1. 2 to 1 Cornerstone University over your Goshen College Maple Leaf women's soccer team. It has been a hard-fought 90, but we're going to take a quick break here on 91.1 The Globe, your home for Goshen College athletics. Welcome back here to Goshen College Women's Soccer here at John Ingle Athletic Complex and on 91.1 The Globe. It has been a Goshen College Women's Soccer loss as they've fallen to 3-1 in the season, and Cornerstone University, who's taken the win 2-1, has advanced to 3-2-1 on the year. And so, Harrison, how do you think the game went for both teams?
Okay, Zach, I got to say, while Cornerstone University had the run of play the entire game, the moment of the game for sure goes to Goshen. Katie Bear stepping up to take a free kick in the attacking half. That's right, the goalkeeper, Katie Bear, took a free kick, maybe 45 yards out, maybe just maybe 10 yards over the half line, and put it home, all the way from 45 yards out. Just a stunner. They kind of did what I would call a Hail Mary, if you're familiar with American football, where they load one corner of the end zone and chuck the ball and hope someone catches it. That's basically what Goshen did. Goshen loaded all their players into the right-hand side of the box, drawing all the defenders, including the goalie, to the right-hand side of the box, leaving the goal wide open for Katie Bear to just send it home.
She essentially just chipped it in.
Yeah, it was. I've never seen anything like it. It was quite the game. Cornerstone University, though, with two really good goals as well. The one that stands out to me is a nice run of play where they were looking for a way to kind of push the ball down into the center, and they eventually did. I believe to Hannah Sell, was it?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, Hannah Sell getting the ball maybe at the 10 yards out from goal, 12 yards, and just one-on-one with Katie Bear able to slot it home, and that was the winning goal of this match.
Right.
Yeah.
From the game I watched, both teams played super hard. Goshen did well. They as much as the ball was on their side of the field, they did a good job for the most part of not letting the ball get in the net.
Really, yeah, a lot of great defending, a lot of pressure from the defense. Goshen tried to play a fast break strategy, I would say, which didn't work out. Their forwards just weren't able to outrun the defense from Cornerstone University. A couple good attempts there from Ebersol to try and get some through balls in the back of the net, but to no avail. And we go 2-1 here in Goshen as Cornerstone University takes home the victory.
This has been the Goshen College women's soccer game here at John Ingold Athletic Complex and on 91.1 The Globe. This is the first game of a doubleheader as the boys will be playing at 7 as William Troyer and Brad Stoltzfus will be on the call for that one. We hope you tune back in for that game as we, again, like to thank you for tuning in. We'd like to thank our board op back in the studio, Ben Cotton, for running a well-produced game.
Way to go, Ben.
And again, this has been Goshen College Women's Soccer on 91.1 The Globe. They have taken a loss to Cornerstone University 2-1. Again, we thank you for watching and have a good rest of your day.